I'm Katie from My Daily Delish, and I am back in the Woodstone Test Kitchen with Chef Tina today. We are wrapping up our holiday dinner. Today we're going to show you how to make the main course, which is a pan-seared, oven-roasted, super tender and delicious beef tenderloin. Let's get started. Gorgeous cut of meat. Will you tell me what we're working with today?
Yes, we have a beef tenderloin. This one's about a 3 pound. It's not the whole loin. We've cut off a section for another use.
Yep.
But 3 pound tenderloin would serve around 6 people.
Okay, perfect.
Yep. And this tenderloin has been trimmed. You can buy them trimmed or untrimmed.
Right.
Trimmed is nice, but because they take off the silver skin off the top, which is not edible. You don't want to eat that, so it saves us some work. But what we do need to do is this, see how this tapers down here at the end? That's going to get overcooked if we left it like that. So we are going to tuck it under.
I love that you can see the beautiful marbling of the meat too.
Isn't that gorgeous?
So yummy.
Yeah.
Okay, so tuck it over, and now you're going to show you this string trick to keep it all together.
I'm doing it this way so I don't see the knots. Just like that. All right, now that'll hold it all together while we roast.
All right, so I see we've got this tied up. We've got the pan preheating. It's smoking over here. That looks awesome. So we need to get this seasoned. What do you season this with?
Right now I'm just putting on salt and pepper.
Okay.
More salt than pepper in this mixture.
And also a reminder to everyone at home, be sure to over season. You really can't. There's so much meat here. It can take the salt and pepper. It can hold it really well.
Yeah, I am not being gentle here.
That's right.
There we go. Looks about right. So our pan is nice and hot. I'm putting a good amount of oil in there.
So for home cooks, you'd recommend preheating the cast iron in the oven, right? Not on the stovetop? Okay.
Yeah, I like to do it in the oven. You can hear that sizzle. It's a hot pan. I'm just going to tuck it back in there, going kind of close to the flame again.
And what temperature are we cooking this at to start?
We're cranked up. We're about 440 right now on the floor temperature.
Okay. Okay, so the most important part with this right now is just building a really beautiful deep crust on the bottom. You're going to lock in some flavor, get some caramelization, and I think it's already ready to flip.
Yeah, you can see we've got some beautiful color going on that already.
So make sure you're using your senses, make sure you're smelling it, make sure you don't move it around a bunch, but you want to flip it once that color is there. So we flipped that tenderloin, the bottom side is getting a nice crust on it, and now we're gonna get this compound butter that Tina made for us. Compound butter is a really easy way to infuse a lot more flavor into your dish. So what do you have in here?
In this one, we've started with butter, put some garlic, a little finely chopped rosemary, and fresh thyme.
It smells so good.
Yeah, this is from our herb garden out back.
Oh, perfect.
Which I love. Now I'm gonna put on some of that compound butter that we made, just to give it a little more flavor. Putting it right on the top, and it's just gonna melt down and cover the piece of meat.
That looks good.
It does. That's it.
All right, so we've seared all 4 sides of that tenderloin, and now as you can see, we've pulled it away from the direct heat, the direct flame. So now we're gonna roast it for what, 20-ish, 20 more minutes, 25 minutes?
Yep.
We're trying to get, our goal is 130, 135. So when would you pull it out?
Yeah, so we'll temp it and we'll try and pull it around 120, 125 because it's going to rest and raise probably about 10 degrees.
Perfect.
It's a little more than what you would get in your oven at home because it's such an intense heat environment.
Right.
You get a little bit more bump on the rest.
Perfect. So just let it hang out. No need to touch it. Don't worry about it. Just let it cook through until you're ready to pull it out and let it rest. So now that the tenderloin's roasting back there, we're gonna work on building our sauce. Tell me what you have over here.
So I've got a little mayo, some sour cream, horseradish, prepared horseradish, and some cracked black pepper. So I'm gonna add the mayo. Sour cream. It's about a 2-to-1
ratio.
Okay. Yep, 2 parts sour cream. And this is the extra hot prepared horseradish.
Yes, perfect.
I like it
You
spicy.
knew I was coming.
Yes.
Perfect.
And here we go. This is freshly cracked black pepper. So please buy a pepper grinder.
Yes.
It's your friend, and it adds so much more flavor when you take a whole peppercorn and you crack it just before you use it.
I think people will be surprised when they try that versus what they're used to using, just table pepper, right?
Absolutely. Makes a big difference. So really simple, but this is going to add a nice flavor punch, a little creamy background, and then just a nice kick with that horseradish and the black pepper.
Smells so good.
And that is it.
So easy.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to check our roast here. We're going to put our thermometer. You want the tip to be in the thickest part of the roast, kind of in the center. That's going to be your coldest spot. And we're looking for 120 to 125, and we are at 120. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that and let it rest. It'll continue to cook as it rests, and should be great. What do you think?
I think it looks so good. It's going to be hard to have to wait to rest, but and we're going to let it rest for like at least 10 minutes, right? 10, 15?
10 to 15
right?
minutes
okay.
on a roast like this. You can give it a longer rest. There's such an intense heat environment in our ovens that you can really give it a longer rest and it'll still hold on to some of that heat.
Right. Oh my gosh, I wish that people could smell this. It smells so unbelievable. Yes. So this has been resting for about 15 minutes. We got it to the temperature that we want, which is medium rare, around 130, 135. And now we're ready to cut this up.
Yeah, so one thing to remember is to remove the strings that we tied on there previously.
Yeah, they get hidden in there.
Yep, so we're just gonna pull those off.
Oh my gosh, this looks so good.
It does. Okay. And you can slice this however you want, depending on how many people you have coming over. Mm-hmm. I like to have a nice thick slice there.
This looks so killer. We sliced it up, we reserved a couple tablespoons of that compound butter and just drizzled it on top to add a little more moisture, a little more flavor. All right, we are ready to serve this. You're gonna put a dollop of that delicious horseradish sauce on. So since this is a special holiday meal, we've got an awesome wine that's local from Seifert and Jones Wine Shop in Bellingham. They recommended this when we told them we were going to be making a beef tenderloin. This is La Chanterelle. It's a Cabernet Sauvignon. I thought we could have some of this with our tenderloin.
Sounds
Can I
great.
pour you a glass?
Absolutely, thank you.
You earned it cooking for us all day.
I think we both earned it.
I think so. This looks perfect. I can't wait to dive in. This is going to be perfect for your holiday table. You're going to blow your people away. It's so good. Cheers.
Cheers. It was a huge bite.
It's so good. Thanks for having me.
Been fun.
Happy holidays, everyone.